אני מצטערת בנות, אבל אני מדברת באנגלית. לא הכל, אבל... סליחה.
Today my heart is overflowing with joy. Today is the day my beautiful, smart, and loving daughter has become a bat mitzvah. Yay! I have been thinking about this day for almost 11 years now, ever since that winter day in mid-January 2007, when in a hotel conference room in Nanchang, China, a Chinese official put a sweet baby girl dressed in an adorable embroidered red jacket and pants with a matching hat into my arms. This beautiful baby girl now stands or sits before us, a beautiful young woman, and this long-awaited day has arrived. In the spring of 2007, we had a welcome party for baby Kara in New York City, where I spoke at length about Kara's story. I would like to read a part of what I said that day to you now. Quote, this is Kara's story. Kara was born, we believe, on October 28, 2005 in Jiangxi province in southern China. We do not know exactly where Kara was born. We do not know her biological parents or her biological family or anything of her background. She was abandoned and found with one bag of formula and one bottle about 2 weeks after her birth at the gate of the Changting Old Age Home of Shangrao. Kara was taken to the orphanage in Shangrao and was immediately placed in foster care, where she remained for the next 14 months. The people at the orphanage named her Ling Chagan, Ling, a last name shared by all the girls in the Shangrao orphanage, Cha, her middle name, meaning tea, after the place she was found, the Cha Ting Old Age Home, Gan, her first name, meaning Mandarin orange, and also the name of a major river in the area, the Gan River. Lin Chagan was chosen as my daughter by the Chinese authorities, but really, she was chosen by God to be Kara Ray Leibowitz. Chaya Azra. What I've just told you is not really Kara's entire story. These are the facts of the beginning of her life. The most important part of her story is the part that is most obvious to everyone who meets her. She is a beautiful, joyful, smart, strong, and funny girl. She is curious and energetic and has a smile that lights up a room. She loves music, loves her big sister Melissa. Yeah, she does. Loves going outside and riding in her stroller. Well, not anymore. And particularly loves to eat pretty much everything. She is a most special child, one who is destined for a special life, and that is why God chose her for us. I picked Kara as her name in honor and memory of my mother, Claire. Kara means beloved in Italian and friend in Irish Gaelic. Most importantly, I like the name Kara. It is classic and will never go out of style. I would like to speak a moment about my mother and why I named my daughter after this most important person in our lives. Where do I begin to speak about my mother, Claire Leibowitz? It's still so hard for me to imagine that she is really gone. She knew about the baby, of course, and asked me, when she could still talk, to please tell the new baby all about Grandma Claire. Of course I said I would, and of course I will. Claire was an incredibly strong woman. She lived her life fully, loved and was loved by many family and friends, and made an impact on all who met her. She loved life, loved to dance and sing, loved to chat and socialize, loved to travel and read. I know my mother would have loved Kara if she had had the opportunity to know her, and I truly believe she is looking down from heaven right now and will be watching and protecting Kara every day of her life. So flash forward, and now here we are in Jerusalem over 11 years later in October 2017. Look how far we have come. 6,000 miles to a new home and a new life. In many ways, Kara remains the same person that she was back then. Beautiful, wonderful, stylish, smart, strong, and funny. But oh, how she has grown and developed into a young woman on the threshold of her adult life. I have many wonderful and funny stories about Kara through the years. I want to share just a few of them that are so special and sweet, and really hope, that Kara will not mind. Melissa has always held a very special place in Kara's heart. After all, what can be more fun than having a big sister, especially if that big sister is Melissa? One time when Melissa was out at a friend's house for quite a while, and Kara was patiently waiting at home, she looked up and said with real feeling, "Hashem, please bring Melissa home." I guess her prayer was heard because eventually Melissa did come home, to Kara's great relief. Another time, Kara told me she and Melissa had been up late having a quote-unquote DMC. I had no idea what that was, so she said, "You don't know? DMC means deep, meaningful conversation, like a sichat nefesh." It was a nice surprise to know that my girls could speak with each other on that level, and I hope that they will always be able to do so. Last story. When we arrived in Israel, Kara was 4.5 and didn't speak any Hebrew. She had already been in nursery school in New York for 2 years and liked it a lot, but had no experience with an Israeli gan and didn't know any of her kids. Finding and enrolling her in a gan was a special Israeli experience, if you know what I mean. But eventually she started Gan Chava, which is kindergarten, a few blocks from our house. There were about 30 or so other kids in the class. Every day I would pick Kara up and ask her, "Did you play with anybody today? Did you speak to anybody today?" And every day she would say no. I was so sad for her. One day, about 3 months into the school year, her answer to the question was, "Yes, I have a friend." I was thrilled. I asked her what the name of the girl was and whether she spoke English. She told me the girl's name and said she didn't speak English, so I asked how it happened that they were now friends. So she explained. She said Kelev, and I said Kelev, and then we played. And Kara has not looked back since. A young lady who speaks fluent Hebrew with an almost native Israeli accent, many school and camp friends, and the ability to be an amazing aunt to Yardin. Now her latest challenge, transitioning into a new middle school and the next phase of her life. I know she will be just as successful as she has been in the past. Kara, I believe the same qualities that helped you adapt to a new country, not once, but twice in your life, will continue to serve you well as you start on the road to your adulthood beginning today on your 12th birthday on the Hebrew calendar. Your bat mitzvah is not just the beginning of adulthood in general, but more specifically, the beginning of your Jewish adulthood. Our family's commitment to our Jewish heritage and observance is the major foundation of our beliefs and life. You have always embraced our tradition with enthusiasm and joy. As you've grown, you have become more knowledgeable in various subjects such as Chumash, Navi, Dinim, Mishnah, and Talmud. But the true essence of Judaism is how what you learn ultimately impacts your heart and the way you live your life. My prayer for you is that your belief in God and His commandments and the support of a loving Jewish family and community will be a source of strength and comfort for you all the years of your life. We just read Parshat Bereshit last Shabbat, the very beginning of the Torah once again. How appropriate that your Parsha is all about beginnings, right at the same time that you are beginning a whole new part of your life as a young Jewish woman. In this Parsha, we read about the creation of the world and everything in it, include humans. There is a well-known Hasidic story that relates to this topic, which I would like to share with you now. The story goes as follows. There was a Hasidic rabbi in Europe who carried a piece of paper in each pocket of his coat. The paper in one pocket said, "For my sake the world was created." And in the other pocket said, "I am but dust and ashes." We learn from this story that the secret of life is to know when you reach into which pocket, to create the balance in life that is so very important. God created the world for you, Kara. You are so very special. You have so much to offer, and you have a wonderful, exciting future ahead of you. But we must always remember that the world does not revolve around us as individuals. In many ways, we are just a small speck in this big world. We must always consider others and their needs and do our best to help them. It is a balance. The world was created for each of us, but at the same time, we are not the center of the world, and we each have a responsibility to make the world a better place. Okay, עכשיו, קצת בעברית. קארה, את ילדה מיוחדת, ילדת העולם הגדול. אוקיי, עוד פעם. את ילדת מיוחדת, ילדת העולם הגדול. נולדת במזרח בסין, גדלת במערב בארצות הברית, וחיה וגדלה במזרח התיכון בישראל. את מכילה בתוכך תערובת ייחודית של היסטוריה ודברים מאפיינים של העולם הגדול. בת יקרה שלי, אני מאחלת לך חיים מלאי הרפתקאות נפלאות והצלחה רבה באתגרים שיעמדו בפנייך. קארה, השם עמך והשם תמיד יגן עלייך כפי שהגן עלייך בעבר. אני כאימא בראש ובראשונה לפני כולם מלאת ציפיות לראות אותך גדלה ופורחת בפרח השני של חייך. אני מאוד גאה בך ואוהבת אותך מאוד מאוד. ועכשיו באנגלית. Kara, you are a unique child of the world. You were born in the East in China, you were raised in the West in the United States, and you are living and growing up in the Middle East in Israel. You contain in one beautiful package an extraordinary blend of characteristics and history of the entire world. My dear daughter, may your life be a wonderful adventure, and may you cherish both your successes and your challenges. Kara, God is with you and will always protect you as He has in the past. So I believe in all my heart that He will in the future. I, your mother and #1 fan, can't wait to see how you grow and thrive in your next chapter in life. I am so proud of you and love you so very much. I would like to take a moment to thank all of you from near and far for joining us at Kara's Bat Mitzvah today. You have helped to make this simcha very special for us. I would also like to acknowledge my father, who wanted very much to join us here today, but unfortunately could not make the trip. We miss him and love him and hope to see him here again soon. I would also like to thank my husband, a devoted father and teacher to Kara, as well as all of our children, loving big sisters and brothers, and true friends to Kara. I know they will continue to be in the future. I would like to conclude with traditional blessings a mother gives to her daughter. Yismech Elohim Kasara Rivka Rachel V'Leah, Yevarecha Hashem Yishmerecha, Ye'er Hashem Panav Elecha V'Yichanecha, Yisad Hashem Panav Elecha V'Yisim Lecha Shalom, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Shehecheyanu V'Kimanu V'Yigianu,